What's up, boys? Today we're going to be playing as John Disfigure, the legendary human greatsword fighter. So it's got moderate damage, kind of slow attack speed, but very good range and area. And then over here, I think we're going to go with this one for extra range, area, and movement speed, and then the occasional freeze when we hit a lot of enemies at the same time. Over here for extremely high melee damage, range, and width based on the number of enemies we can see. Then over here for a decent amount of range, width, and damage, and then also some big shrapnel damage if we find that tree in the game. So let's jump on in and try out the second map, and maybe hard, not sure if I can handle that, but you only YOLO once, and we are the legendary human fighter, so may as well. So I think the Flashbang tree is going to be a very important one that has both vision and freeze related stuff to go with both of our sword things. Let's see, do I need to ban anything here? I don't think so. But I think I will toss a reroll and see if we can find something more important or more fun. Enemies outside of vision, we can ban that since that's super important to have. Headed missile, light meteor. That might be kind of helpful. Wait, do swords ricochet? That sounds interesting. I think I am going to try that. Oh yeah, it sort of does an extra slash behind them, it looks like. It's kind of cool. Could use some swiftness at some point, singularity, wildfire. I don't think we need to ban any of that. We might want Gleam for some more vision range at some point, but it's not necessary to have that yet. Let's toss a reroll, see if we can find something more impactful early on. Circle vision. Killing an enemy with a single shot has a 100% chance to ricochet. Ooh, that sounds pretty cool. Then later on, for that tree, we gain up to 3 ricochets, and single ricochet can instantly refresh your shoot cooldown. Sounds pretty fun. Bleeds. Ooh, damage melee width. I believe this one has a crazy stat upgrade at the end. Yeah, huge damage, range, and width. That would be pretty cool to get later on. Oh, shrapnel tree. We definitely have to get that. So on death, enemies will explode into 2 smaller projectiles. Yep. Oh my god. Okay, that's awesome. With the shrapnel and the ricochet together. Swiftness, doom rounds, bullets can ricochet up to 3 times. Sure sounds fantastic. Decent melee damage on top of that. We're already hitting like 25% of the screen when everything triggers over there, and we don't even have any of the radius increases. So Flashbang is very important. I think there's a freezing thing over here as well. So both vision and freezing. I'm gonna go ahead and grab that. It's not going to do a ton currently with my low attack speed, but I think it's super important to the build overall. Electricity, swiftness, bleed, clone sentry, singularity. Sentry actually could be kind of cool. Some decent passive stats over there. And I think this one gives you some vision on him as well. Yeah, that actually sounds pretty nice. Shield barrier, burn, light meteor, spotlight, or Callisto current. Every 6th enemy killed in vision spawns a meteor which deals a percentage of melee damage and leaves a temporary vision circle. Yeah, that sounds pretty nice. Both vision and damage based on our sword attack. Although I do actually need to get my circle a bit bigger, but the flashbangs will also work with that. 3 enemies with a single ricochet will instantly refresh shoot cooldown. Sounds pretty nice. Wildfire, guided missile, electricity, doom rounds. Next shot will deal 50% more. That sounds quite good. That should be active for almost every attack since we attack fairly slow, I think. So our first weapon perk, we'll go ahead and grab the nice stats there. Some extra freezing as we get the radius and area. Or I guess range and area, I mean, higher. That was very close to me when it spawns. Electricity, guided laser, wildfire, meteor shower, every 4th enemy. Some extra damage to the meteors, but you attack slower. It's not bad. Slowed after being revealed in vision. Do we gain any bonuses to like the area in this tree? Every 5th enemy explodes into 3 vision rays. Okay, that would be super nice, so let's go ahead and start working on that tree. Extra sentry shots, proximity marker, plasma charge, fire rate, and melee range. Enemies are slowed. That would bring us closer to the vision ray thing, which would be pretty nice. Some nice stats over there. Very nice range there. I do want that tree, but I think we're going to head towards the light rays first. And also just slowing them in general for now. Oh my god, that freeze, that was perfect. Bleed, proximity, spotlight. We can get the sentry vision thing. Any of these is pretty nice. What can we get off of that one? Extra damage and a lot of cone vision. Oh wait, I'm probably sticking with circle vision, I'm thinking. You can get a little bit of passive stats that will still work on anything, like the movement speed and the fire rate there. And then also, the temporary vision circle should still work. It doesn't have anything specific for it there, it sounds like. So we don't need to ban that. But I think we'll go ahead and grab the sentry thing here to light him up. Wind up, that sounds kind of hard to use. I think I'll probably just ban that tree. Some okay melee damage as a passive. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to mess with that. Guided laser, light targets. Circle vision size and some movement there. Ooh, fire rates. Extra ricochet damage. Yeah, let's get the vision size up a bit, I think. Sentry every 4 seconds, so that would be twice as good, and he has vision on top of him. What does it unlock? 50% for a bunch of your proc stuff. We don't have any of that yet, so not super important. I think I'm fine with that. Enemies revealed in vision take more damage. I wouldn't mind having the shield barrier to block a hit every once in a while, to be honest. Might be kind of helpful here. Melee damage and width. We do need that to get over there eventually. That's the cone vision thing. Yeah, let's start pumping up the melee stats there. That's a big boy. So we're actually getting close to the second weapon upgrade. That would be pretty big as well. Guided missile, charged rounds, double damage. That sounds kind of cool. Shield barrier is activated, fire a cyclone of 100 projectiles. So that must be when it recharges every 3 minutes, I guess? Not exactly sure on that. I think I'm fine with some shrapnel since that's pretty important to the greatsword. That's pretty fast. I don't think I can outrun that one. Kind of trying to group enemies up and cleave them on him at the same time so we get all of the ricochets and shrapnel damaging him as we clear out some room to move around, I feel like. Extra circle vision size and movement, that would be quite helpful. I think I probably will take that. Yeah, I feel like that's super nice right now. He's like pushing me into the corner with a triangle attack. I'm gonna try and get more towards the center. So we got our second weapon perk. Should be pretty good value. Yep. Oh my god. The flashbang from just my sword attacks there. Alright, first mutation time. We can go melee damage every 5th shot is a lot stronger. Bunch of melee width and damage, but lose range and movement speeds. Gain a bunch of movement speed, and while standing still, deal more damage and gain XP. Or we can go the scaling stuff that always bites me, but big damage. That's the human fighter just beating people with raw stats, right? Flashbangs will freeze nearby enemies. 5th enemy killed. I would really like to have that one. Meteor on every 4th enemy. Psych trail. Death replenish. Yeah, let's go ahead and grab that to light up the screen more and keep those melee stats very high. Enemy projectiles are slower. I would love to have the deflection thing to knock those away from us. That would be pretty nice. Every 6 shot damage all enemies revealed in vision. That would be pretty good now that we actually have some. But I think I would like to work towards the projectile deflection thing. Plus we gain a little bit of movement speed there to help out with the scaling thing. What the heck? Sentry, we don't need that one yet. Every 5 seconds emits a thin wave of light that reveals everything for an instant. What do we get after that? Plus 40% size, but you lose a max health. Flashbangs will freeze nearby enemies. I think that's pretty good now that we're getting some good vision all around the map. And the meteors themselves also give even more, so that sounds pretty nice. Bleed, guided laser, swiftness, big melee damage with range. That looks pretty nice. And that'll bring us one step closer to the huge stats over there. Those are massive arms, Jesus. We are 5 levels away from the next weapon thing, I think. Extra cone vision, bleeds, big damage and range, lose a bit of fire rates. That does sound pretty nice. What do we get after that? Wait, that's the cone vision thing. That is a last resort, so yeah, we'll just take some big melee stats here. I'm running out of room here. Alright, scaling fire rates. I can at least see much further than last time, so I get a bit more time to react. Deadly Ricochet sounds pretty cool. Sure. Oh, you can actually destroy his arms and it changes his attacks. Interesting. I don't think I've noticed that before. Wildfire, nice attack speeds, extra vision stuff. The Sentry replication thing, that's pretty nice, that's not bad. Which one is that? Oh, it's that one, okay. 40% vision size, maybe. Yeah, might be helpful. Burn, enemy projectiles move slower. I want the deflection really badly. It's not terrible though, it has some decent stats on top of that. Shrapnel deals 100% damage. I think I'm fine with that. They're starting to have a lot of projectiles. Electricity, ricochet, hell, ricochet rebounds. Next shot by up to 75%. Doom rounds kills an enemy, doubles fire rate for 1 second. I would really like to find the projectile deflection if we can, to be honest. Also, that would be decent. Circle vision slows enemies, but you move slower. I think I'll go for the shrapnel here. We're getting pretty close to the big sword upgrade that goes with that. Oh. That's really fast. I shouldn't have tried to outrun it there. Oops. So that has no downside, decent overall stats. That does lower my range and movement speed, probably weights a bit on that. That sounds pretty nice. We could definitely use the movement speed, and then we can stand still for massive damage and automatically pulling the XP towards me. Then here we go, 40% width and range, 20% damage, and 150% shrapnel damage. Is that a projectile that shoots projectiles? What the heck? Guided laser singularity, spotlight, shrapnel projectiles which kill enemies. We definitely want that now. Yup. How far are we into this tree? That's the final one up here, and then it looks like we need 2 more down here. Shield barrier is activated by our cyclone. Extra circle vision size, lose 1 health. Chance for shots to deal double damage. This is the rest of the shrapnel tree, right? So I would like to go down there and finish that off. Circle vision and fire rate. Or wait, cone vision, no. Yeah, let's go ahead and grab the extra doom rounds things. And huge attack speed. The projectiles don't seem as bad now that I'm just nuking the entire screen in a single slash. I guess we just didn't have enough AoE earlier. Nice fire rate, bit of range is not bad. Killing an enemy will destroy their projectiles. Some nice damage on top of that. Damage and melee width of doom rounds. That sounds awesome. Yup. Oh yeah. That is insane. Look at me, I am the Flashbang now. That doesn't sound good. Oh my! So many projectiles that shoot projectiles! Actually, pretty easy with my insane damage, though. Can I... continue? Okay, sick. I lose a lot of range, but the AoE and the pickup range. And we do have a lot of damage now, sounds fun. Circle vision, nice fire rates and range. Sure. Burn an additional projectile. I'm not sure what that would look like. The melee damage shouldn't be too bad since we took the ramping damage as the first one. Honestly, let's see what it looks like. Even more ridiculous. I'm fitting like a fourth of my entire slash on the screen. That's insane. Oh my god, perfect freeze. Light meteor slows by 25%, cone vision, 6 kills current, circle vision. Flashbang freezes enemies, that sounds nice. We're getting some pretty good fire rate now to actually trigger that more often anyways. Current. Killing an enemy destroys their projectiles. Chance for a shot to be a charge round dealing double damage. Sounds pretty cool. What do we get after that? That's the first one it looks like. Sure, why not? So it looks like we don't spawn bosses anymore, since they were 7 minutes earlier, right? There are new enemy types spawning at certain points though, that's interesting. Proximity marker, circle vision size. Enemy killed by a ricochet will increase the damage of your next shot. Sounds pretty good. Light meteor will be slowed down. What do we get after that one? Size and duration of vision circles is a lot bigger. That one would be pretty nice, I think. Sure. Oh, here we go. Maybe they just come out slower then? Sounds like something's happening. Okay, what the heck? That's a lot of hands. I survived! So you can eventually get all of the mutations then. And vision. Flashbangs will split into 2 more. That sounds pretty nice. Bleed. Ooh, projectile deflection. I've wanted that for a long time, so I don't have to move around as much. But elites and bosses you can't deflect, of course, since that would just be insane. Electricity, ricochet, hell. Oh, we finally got the big one over there. I'm almost certainly taking that. Yep. Although, since we're hitting so far off screen already, I wonder if width even does anything now. Get that min-max move to collect some XP and then stop moving right before the swing for the bonus damage. Damaging enemies with charged rounds spawn a temporary vision circle. Sounds nice. Ricochet. 3 enemies with a single one will instantly refresh the shot. Sounds pretty nice. 20 times before despawning. Ooh, that sounds cool. That would double his hits. What do we get after that? 75% more damage and speed on his bullets. 50 shots. Ooh, that would be like a permanent sentry since my attack speed isn't that high. That sounds fun. So that tentacle doesn't actually seem to hit me, thankfully, because it's very long. Seems like we're just getting crazy elite guy after crazy elite guy now. Trail of particles. Isn't there something vision related in here? Spread to nearby enemies. Float their XP towards you. Psych trail damage and move slower. I can't click on that one, but it's emit a stream of vision circles. Oh, I guess I'd have to move around to apply those mainly, right? Not shooting, that's not gonna happen. Psychotic enemies will create a temporary remnant which deals melee damage. Make it explode. 4 remnants before shooting. Doesn't sound the most useful. Another additional projectile. That sounds cool. Duration of vision circles created by meteors increased by 50%. Ooh, that would be really good as well. Yeah, sure, let's try and light up the whole screen. Oh my god, that's so much stuff flying at me. I don't know what to do here. I can't even move. I'm just completely trapped by them. I think we hit the enrage phase. They're so angry. 20,000 kills. Not really a lot of other stats here, it seems like. But yeah, pretty cool build. Strong showing for John Disfigure there, the legendary human greatsword fighter. But that's going to be it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.